Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're looking at a really short but incredibly packed section from Genesis, chapter 4, verses 22 to 24.
Just 3 verses, but so much going on.
Exactly. We get humanity's first metalworker, which is huge, and then this really chilling, boastful poem. It's kind of got these echoes through history.
It really does. Technology, vengeance, it's all there.
So our mission today is to unpack these lines. We think you'll find some surprising insights about, well, tech advancement where vengeance really gets its start, and maybe a challenge for all of us.
You might be surprised just how much these few lines hold.
Okay, let's dive right in. Genesis 4.22. This is where we meet Tubal Cain.
Yes, Tubal Cain. The text says he forged all kinds of tools out of bronze and iron.
And that sounds simple, but it's massive, right?
Oh, absolutely massive. He's the very first person in the Bible explicitly linked to metalworking. Think about that. It signals this huge technological jump for humanity.
Like literally moving out of the Stone Age.
Pretty much, yeah. Into what we'd later call the Bronze and Iron Ages. It's happening right there in early Genesis. This changes everything. Farming, building.
Warfare, too, I imagine.
Definitely warfare. It's a foundational shift.
And interestingly, the same verse, 22, also names his sister, Anama.
It does.
It feels, I don't know, significant that she gets a name check here when maybe others wouldn't.
I think it is significant, yes. We don't get a lot of detail about her, about what she did.
Right.
But just naming her is important. Some later Jewish traditions suggest maybe she was known for her singing or perhaps played a role in other stories. We don't know for sure from this text.
But her presence is noted.
Exactly. It subtly highlights that women were part of these foundational genealogies, part of the story, even when the details are sparse.
Okay, but then verse 23, things take a really sharp turn. It gets quite dramatic.
This is Lamech, a descendant of Cain.
And he speaks to his wives, Ada and Zillah. He says, listen to me, wives of Lamech, hear my words. I have killed a man for wounding me, a young man for injuring me.
And this isn't just him talking. It's structured like poetry. It's often considered the very first poem or song recorded in the Bible.
Wow. But not exactly a cheerful one.
Not at all. He's not lamenting. He's not sorry. He is boasting, bragging about his violence.
Which is such a contrast to his ancestor Cain, right? Cain kills Abel,
Right.
and there's divine judgment, punishment.
Precisely. Cain was marked, punished. Lamech here is, well, he seems to be glorifying his retaliation. He's not looking for forgiveness. It's a totally different vibe.
And he keeps going in verse 24, escalating this declaration.
He does. He says, if Cain is avenged 7 times, then Lamech 77 times.
77 times. What's he even saying there?
Well, he's basically saying, look, if God protected Cain after his murder to some degree, that's the 7 times reference, a symbol of divine protection or consequence, then I deserve even more protection or my vengeance should be even greater.
So he's twisting God's mercy to Cain into a justification for amplified revenge.
That's how many scholars see it, yes. He's escalating things dramatically. This is often pointed to as the birth, really, of the cycle of revenge, this idea of payback getting bigger and bigger.
That's a powerful concept, the cycle of revenge starting right here.
And because it's so brutal, so focused on retribution, sometimes Lamech's poem is even called the Song of the Sword. Chilling.
So let's put these pieces together. We've got Tubal Cain, this leap in technology, making tools.
Progress, innovation.
And then almost immediately we get Lamech's brutal boast, this Song of the Sword. What's the takeaway? It feels like there's a deep tension here.
There absolutely is. And what's fascinating is thinking about the bigger picture. You see this incredible external progress, mastering metals, building things.
Right.
But internally, the human struggle seems, well, it seems unchanged, doesn't it? Lamech's attitude, this glorification of payback, it stands in such stark contrast to later ideas.
Like what comes later?
Well, think about the New Testament. Think about Jesus in Matthew's Gospel. Peter asks him, how many times should I forgive someone? 7 times.
Echoing the Cain reference.
Exactly. And Jesus replies, not 7 times, but 77 times. It feels like a direct, intentional callback to Lamech.
Wow. So flipping Lamech's boast on its head.
Precisely. Replacing Lamech's legacy of escalating violence with this call for, well, radical forgiveness, a completely different path.
So it really highlights this timeless paradox, you could say. Humanity makes these incredible advancements, like Tubal Cain forging metal.
Building, creating.
But the human heart still struggles with the same old stuff. Anger, pride, revenge. Progress on the outside doesn't automatically mean progress on the inside.
That seems to be exactly what this passage illustrates. Our tools get sharper, more advanced, but the core human choices remain. And these verses, they sort of push a question towards you, the listener, don't they?
Yeah, so
Well, they make you ask, how do you respond to hurt, to injustice? Is your tendency to escalate, like Lamech? Or do you look for a way towards peace?
what kind of legacy are you building? Is it one of peace, forgiveness, or is it closer to Lamech's song, one of conflict and retaliation? Yeah, it really prompts you to think, okay, where in my life, my family, my community, can I actively try to break those cycles of revenge if I see them?
Where are the opportunities to choose forgiveness, even when it's hard? To be a peacemaker?
It's profound stuff from just 3 ancient verses. So this deep dive into Genesis 4.22224, it really shows how these ancient texts can speak so directly to us today.
Absolutely. We've seen amazing technological progress unfolding literally side by side with the very first recorded boast about vengeance.
Setting up this incredible contrast with that later call for, as you said, radical forgiveness.
So maybe here's a final thought to consider, something provocative perhaps. This tension laid bare in Genesis 4, the gap between our technological capacity and our moral or spiritual growth, is maybe one of humanity's most persistent challenges. We see the dawn of metalworking and the boast of vengeance in the same breath.
The choice between escalating or forgiving.
Right. It was there at the beginning, and it's still here with us now. How does understanding this ancient dilemma, seeing it laid out so starkly, influence the choices you make today?